Murray Dessner was an artist of the second half of the 20th century and the first decade of the 2000s. Murray was born Murray Francis Dessner on November 11, 1934. He was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home of Benjamin Franklin and the Philly cheesesteak. Dessner's childhood was fraught with dislocation. Murray's mother died when he was young, and his father, unable to make a living and take care of Murray and his older brother Teddy, sent them to live with their maternal aunt and her husband in Shamokin, Pennsylvania. 6 years later, in around 1951, after his father remarried, Murray and his brother Teddy moved back in with his father in South Philadelphia. Murray attended the Bach Vocational School for a while, trying to get a handle on what it is he wanted to do with his life. At the age of 18, he left home. Once on his own, Murray had various odd jobs, selling beauty products, making popsicles, and being a bartender. In 1960, at the age of 25, Murray attended the Fleischer Art Memorial. He was encouraged by the faculty there, who were impressed with his ability to see composition and how a painting works as a whole thing. Murray is encouraged by his then-girlfriend, Tammy Moss, to apply to the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts in Philadelphia, the oldest art school in the United States, and a school with a reputation for producing good artists. Dessner applied to the Academy and was accepted. He began classes in 1962.
At the Academy, I furthered my drawing. The idea when I was at Fleischer was to sort of make my hand athletic. And I really was, when I got to the Academy, I was just wanted to see how athletic I could make it and how delicate I could make it. And then I sort of started the whole world of painting. And I sort of learned sort of how to paint, how to move it, how to make palettes, and I challenged myself. At the Academy, I met a wonderful group of people who have still remained my friends. James Havard and Tom Pallamore, and we were considered the Three Musketeers, and E.O. Omwake was our D'Artagnan.
Desi said, "The first 2 years at the Academy, I received extensive academic training. But during the last 2 years, I explored abstraction. I started to remove all aspects of narration from my work and started on a series of hard-edge, abstract paintings on raw canvas, moving from pure black and white to huge arrays of color combinations. Except for traveling to Europe and Greece every summer, Dessner's home base was on Jewelers Row in Philadelphia. By the time Dessner was out of school, he was using poured paint.
It's one of the poured paintings that about 9 feet, and it's the idea to go from cools through warms. Actually over here is raw canvas just stained, and the rest has a lot of a plastic power. A lot of people think these are cracked, but they're not. It's just the shifting weight of the acrylic that's going through it. And so that those, what seems like cracks are not, they're very steady.
And also the surface, so that you would know the artist's hand was there and that he paints it. And it's not a complete illusion. There's always the surface. In the end, it's just all on the surface, and you have no material references for it that belong to the natural world.
By 1973, the poured paint canvases were becoming more structured.
I thought I would introduce a little bit of what it was, the flat paintings and the hard edge to it, but then I would add the poured, trying to combine them and making them pretty much dramatic and trying to create depth now, where before I wasn't so interested in that. And I think that's exciting to me, because to create depth means you have to control chromatic intensity. And all the things that I learned at the Academy of Drawing and chroma start to come into play in this group too, to create that depth.
So the European tradition would be about how to use tones to extend through a form. Somehow I always thought, could I bring that to abstract painting in the 20th century? But what I add is chromatic intensity.
By 1978, Dessner's paintings had made a shift. He was no longer pouring, but using brushes and layering. From 1985 to the mid-90s, a representational aroma began to appear in Dessner's work.
The self-consciousness comes almost like when you make the structure. I committed myself more to the tradition of the way space works. And I love layering it. And I love the challenge of making it work with color and without color. The transparencies, the opaques, so that when you really get up to them, it's all on the surface, even though there's the magical world, I hope. And The hope for emotion from that is that you will feel, in a sense, the wonder of existence.